Individually and Collectively was released in March 1972 in association with Bell Records and is Fifth Dimension's 7th album. The jacket features a gatefold that unfolds vertically, with the top section also serving as an open-through jacket. There's also a flap on the top that covers the top opening with a title. The inside of this flap features the names of the group's members. The photos of the group are in black and white, and the inside does this interesting mirror fade effect from one side to the next. This jacket is super complicated, but only if you think about it. Like, this doesn't distract from the album or the musical abilities of the musicians, but it's still a very interesting and complex record jacket. At the time of making this album, Fifth Dimension consisted of 5 members: Ron Townsend, Florence LaRue Gordon, Billy Davis Jr., Marilyn McCoo, and Lamont McLemore. This album is interesting because it has 2 chart toppers for the group. This album features a solo from at least one of every member in the group, and I'll keep a counter up to help you remember who soloed in which song. Here is a quick review of the record. Leave a Little Room features a solo from good old Billy Davis Jr. The song is very hopeful and uplifting. It makes me feel like I can do something, whether it's in my romantic relationship or my career. It's giving like early DreamWorks movies, which I find pretty interesting. Last Night I Didn't Get to Sleep at All is one of the group's more popular songs on the album, and it features a solo from Marilyn McCoo. This is a breakup song where the romantic partner is just so hurt by the breakup that they literally can't go to sleep at night. All Kinds of People features a solo from Florence LaRue, and it is about equality, friendship, love, spread the joy, spread the peace. Sea and Sky has no solos and is just scatting the whole time. I was kind of thrown off. The credits on the back of the album say it's from the musical Joy. I could not find this musical. The only musical named Joy I could find was written in like the late 2020s. So I don't know what they're talking about. Just when I feel like I'm about to skip the song, it changes up a little bit in a good way. Kind of liked how it changed, but then goes right back into what it was doing before. Not a super interesting song for me, because I don't understand the nuances of scat, but it's a decent like montage song, one you'd see in a film. Tomorrow Belongs to the Children features a solo from Billy Davis Jr. It is another hopeful song, again plays into that collectively aspect of the title. Basically, if we act like tomorrow's gonna be good, tomorrow will be good. That's kind of the main message of the song. There isn't really a climax to the song, however. It feels like it's building, and it doesn't really ever like fall into whatever it's supposed to be, if that makes sense. It's just constantly like, we're getting there, you know? Ladies get it. Turn Around to Me features a solo from Billy Davis Jr. The chorus to this song is awesome. There's a lot of parallel movement in the chorus. Then it contrasts with the verse, which sounds a lot more generic in my opinion. The chorus is great, then the verse is just kind of basic. There's a lot more vocal arrangement from the group. I really liked to hear that. That was really fun and interesting. This song does have a climactic moment, and it feels good. I'm glad it happened. I honestly couldn't tell you what the song was about. I had a hard time deciphering it. I couldn't tell if it was like from a Christian perspective or romantic perspective. It kind of did both at the same time, which is pretty cool. If I Could Reach You is another one of the album's better performing songs, and it features a vocal solo from Marilyn McCoo. And this is also a heartbreak song. Very interesting. 1972 must have been a sad year. And it's basically about their partner kind of doing the unhealthy thing of whatever they can to keep the partner, which is kind of tragic. Half Moon features a solo from Billy Davis Jr. It's super funky, I'm not gonna lie. I really vibed with it. It had a great groove. I was cleaning while listening to the record, and like this one got me going. This one made me clean a little bit better. You know what I mean? It's got one of those bass lines that just kind of make you I would listen to the song again. Very funky, very fun. The next song is Band of Gold featuring Ron Townsend. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard this song, I was like, oh, Florence LaRue must have been singing this song. But every source I looked up said it was Ron Townsend, so I don't know if he was an alto or what. But he had a very nice falsetto. Sounded good. I was just caught off guard to learn it was Ron's. Especially since I've heard him like in an interview. I watched a short little interview with him, and he did not sound the way he sounds in this song. This song is about marriage and romance, and it has that classic 6/8 swing. It's got that classic waltz vibe, da 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 da. You know, you just kind of sway with it. I think this is interesting because, you know, the title of the album is Individually and Collectively, and so far most of the romance songs have been about individuality and how unfun that is, i.e. breakups. and this is one where in a relationship you're collectively putting on a band of gold to express that love, and I think that's pretty interesting. Border Song, featuring a vocal solo from, that's right, Billy Davis Jr. This is a cover of Elton John's song with the same name. The biggest change they made was they added some horns, percussion, and bass. Elton John's version is pretty piano driven, pretty keyboard driven, and this one just is a lot more lively. Elton John's also feels a little bit more solemn, a little bit more reserved. This version feels a lot more upbeat and hopeful. Black Patch features a solo from every person in the group, and this is the order that they sing in. Marilyn McCoo, Florence LaRue, Billy Davis Jr., Ron Townsend, and Lamont McLemore. This song was written by Laura Nyro, who previously wrote their other hits, such as Stone Soul Picnic. This song confused the hell out of me. The intro's fire. It's the most harmonies I think I heard on the album, as far as being able to like appreciate them as a group and their uniformity in the way they sing. And then it goes into like a party song. They're talking about tugboats painting rivers and sending party invitations, and it's just all really joyful and happy, and it sounds like a kid's movie kind of. It kind of gives that like, yeah, we're in the big city and things are grand. And then at the very end, when Lamont's singing, he starts on his high register and he says the words, "Woman child on the side street flashing in black patch." Then Lamont drops into a lower register and he says, "Lipstick on her reefer." Then the music cuts out entirely and he says, "Waiting for a match," with match being drawn out. It was really dramatic. And then the music kind of slowly like falls back into place. Is kind of the best way it felt to me. It falls back in. I'm the kind of person, I like feel lyrics before I understand them. And there's like something in this for sure that I'm not picking up, because I have a very strong emotional reaction to this whole sequence. I don't know why. I couldn't figure it out. I Googled black patch to see if it meant something specific, and I got everything from slang term for pubic hair to a disease to a war in Tennessee over tobacco. Like, and is it all those things? Is it none of those things? I have no idea. Is black patch another way to describe, marijuana, reefer? What is flashing in black patch? I don't know. None of that made sense to me. And especially the way it contrasts, it sounds so like you know what's gonna happen next, right? And I don't. I don't know what's gonna happen next. So yeah, that was pretty crazy for me to experience. One thing that I found super surprising is that it was impossible to find information on this specific album. The group in particular also I had a difficult time finding information. My main resource was allmusic.com, their little biography. I'm just kind of shocked. I couldn't find interviews. With the last two records I've covered, there was extensive interviews about those specific albums. Even Herbie Mann I have found a whole article that was an interview about that album, Push Push. I can't find anything on this one. And this is like the album just after their most popular one. So I don't know why this wasn't a big deal. I don't know who wasn't paying attention to them. I kind of got the vibe that the black community and the white community were both ignoring them. I saw a couple quotes from, I believe, Marilyn McCoo saying that she was having a hard time getting plays on the white radio stations. I also read that just before releasing this album, they performed for Richard Nixon, and that lost a ton of respect in the black community. So this is definitely like on their downward slope. Like, they had peaked in '69 and now they're headed down. They're still doing pretty good, but this was the last time they would have an album with 2 hits. And it's just kind of tough to see. This also is marking big changes in their sound. Their previous records feature a lot more vocal arrangement, a lot more harmonies from them, and this definitely sounds like a Billy Davis featuring Marilyn McCoo and others album, which is really tough. I think that the others are definitely talented, and while Billy Davis is one of the OGs, I don't think there needs to be a soloist on every single song. These don't sound like a group with a solo. These sound like regular songs by one guy. That's just my review of this record. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you disagree with me on anything, or if I got something wrong, absolutely tell me. I would love to know. I'd like to make sure I understand context correctly. Sources will be in the description. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Welcome to number 1. All right. This song was, oh damn. Fifth Dimension consisted, here's a quick review. Everything I can, individually and collectively was released in, where Half Moon features, Damn, Greg. The rest of the group deserves better than that. And it's